The three-man officiating crew, Indiana basketball to begin. These two longtime rivals start the way that many Indiana games have started of late, with a thunderous entrance from Jackson Davis. 6'6" junior who's really bouncy from Newark, New Jersey.
That's totally impacted by Trayce Jackson Davis. Good drive by McDaniel.
And he feeds Geronimo, who scores around Dickinson. What has been a season of inconsistency. It's the great freshman scorer, Jett Howard, feeds Bufkin. Hits a three.
I love the fact that Bufkin got away right there. That help defense steps up just a tad.
Jackson Davis, single coverage with Dickinson, backing him down to the right hand, and that is too easy for Trayce Jackson Davis.
What a luxury for both these bigs, thinking, hey, I might actually get one-on-one coverage today.
There's a three for Howard. You give him an inch, he'll take all three.
He's come back from that ankle injury, and it hasn't phased him one bit. He's been on fire from three.
A Hood-Schifino air ball, 8-6 Michigan. As McDaniel floats it home. Jackson Davis the rebound. The big man, Jackson Davis. Dickinson took it away. Jackson Davis with 6 of Indiana's 8. He's assisted the other 2. Galloway on the floor, spills it out to Hood-Schifino. Up top, Jackson Davis finishes through the contact of Dickinson.
To score, 3 passes and a wide open shot for Miller Kopp.
As you suspected, Hood-Schifino out of the game, and Dickinson very much still in it. 2 on Dickinson, he's out of the game. And here is Galloway with a head of steam. Bufkin with a chase down rejection. And Dickinson to the scorer's table. Howard crossing his way in. Howard scores!
Boy, does he have some game or what? I mean, he's got the matchup there with Reneau. Drop coverage right there, gets to his spot, raises up.
Dickinson with 2 fouls, gets help from Howard. Jackson Davis whips it to Kopp, and a 3 goes.
1 for 14 against the Terrapins. He's just been a little bit all over the place here.
Good back cut, Hood-Schifino, and Dickinson didn't want to commit that 3rd foul for the Hoosiers. Bufkin will look for 3. It's been his game. Kobe Bufkin with a dozen. Saw him out here about 45 minutes before shoot-around, just putting up threes in an otherwise empty gym. He's hit 2 tonight. There's the first bucket for Jackson Davis. 2 assists, 14 points for the likely first-team All-American at this point. And he gets it from Hood-Schifino. High flying to score.
Woodson said he's happy with where his team is at. A couple of layups late in the first half, and they tied this game. He said we've got to get off to a better start, however, in the second half.
Hood-Schifino with 10. He had 8 in a row late in the first half. The freshman who missed part of the first half in foul trouble.
This might be one where Kobe Bufkin's got to let that fly. It's a big-time shot there by Hood-Schifino, but for Trayce Jackson Davis to guard Terrence Williams instead and then be the double guy.
Dickinson, that was tipped by Williams. It may have been on the rim.
It was close.
Anybody other than Hood-Schifino or Jackson Davis going. They're not going to try right now. Trace into Hunter Dickinson, and he scoops it in with a right. That's 18 for TJD. Trayce Jackson Davis.
Another night at the office.
Just a Tuesday. Howard into 2, blocked by Jackson Davis. Dickinson missed a point-blank opportunity.
Hasn't been himself since he picked up that 2nd foul.
Into Jackson Davis, beautiful feed, and Indiana has its first lead since 6-5. 3rd straight game with 20 or more for Jackson Davis, and Dickinson got the lead right back. Bufkin blocked by Geronimo, and of late with a calf injury, played 1 minute Tuesday, starting for the injured Thompson today. Oh, wow! That is a tough 3 by Jett Howard. Jackson Davis, single coverage, passed it out.
Good help by Cheddar, though. Took that roll away.
2 to shoot, Kopp, high catch, and blocked by Howard. Dickinson lost it. Steal for Galloway, charging into Howard, and Galloway scores.
Michigan very fortunate there to come away with the rebound.
Bufkin into Jackson Davis, wraps it to Baker. Joey Baker scores. 10-2 run since Indiana took its first lead in about 20 minutes of game time. And the Hoosiers go right back to Jackson Davis. And Jackson Davis scores through the contact by Reed.
Anytime you get Dickinson a post touch, give him an opportunity to go at Trayce Jackson Davis. It's a good option too. Short the ball screen with Dickinson. That takes away a help defender, and then you hit Reed rolling right to the rim.
Using Reed, who's had a couple of baskets off the bench in this two big set with Dickinson.
move.
Oh, spinning his way. A whirling dervish around Jackson Davis. Hood-Schifino, Jackson Davis have taken 28 of Indiana's 39 shots. Just those two. Renew's had a really off night, and Dickinson picks up block number 3. Jalen Hood-Schifino got around Dickinson. Hard finish though. Hood-Schifino with a banged up elbow over Dickinson. 6-5 and then only 1 second half lead since then, Indiana. Can they snatch it back? With 7-man rotation today. Into Jackson Davis from Bates.
He's coming up to set the screen, but the footwork to reverse pivot and get to the rim. Great action, great chemistry from those two on that play.
Dickinson dumps to Reed, and Terrace Reed.
Help defense, Terrace Reed coming over and putting it on the glass.
6th block for the Wolverines. Bumpkin bursting and rejected by Geronimo.
And it's highly ranked and ended up being a really good player for Michigan.
What a find, Jackson Davis, and Geronimo cuts the Michigan lead to 1. Screens instead for Howard. Well covered up by Kopp. It's into Dickinson. Dickinson right-handed scores over the top of Jackson Davis.
On his list of teams that are eligible for the NCAA tournament, so much on the line. You win this one, you're moving up the list.
Jackson Davis, a ball that seemed like it was in the air for about 15 seconds. That is out of bounds off of Jackson Davis. McDaniel, Jackson Davis got it. Maybe on the way down, but the officials say clean block. Nobody wants to shoot it for Michigan.
They got the mismatch inside, but they're having a hard time. Kopp battling.
Oh, that's a bad pass.
Really poor pass.
I mean, you could see it from the moment it left Williams' fingertips. With 5 seconds to go, cut off. Bumpkin, Howard, around Kopp. He missed it, and that shot will not count. Indiana has pulled it off in Ann Arbor. 62-61.